Hey, hello champions. Welcome to this session where we'll be creating a web server in matter of few minutes, okay, with the power of service called EC2, that is Elastic Cloud Compute. So let's quickly get started. So once you launch or log into your AWS account, this is what you would see. And okay, so you can in the search bar you can type EC2. So just type EC2 as in two as in number. So you will see this EC2 service. Okay, so just click on it and you would come to the EC2 dashboard. So this is how the dashboard that you would see. All you need to do is click on this instances in the left pane, okay? And then in the top right, you need to click on launch instances. Now you would come to a screen like this. I want you to click on this opt out to old experience. There is a change in the UI. So, the new UI has come in. If you see this opt out to old experience, I want you to click on this. Okay, so you would jump to the old UI experience. You might get a prompt of, the reason, the prompt of selecting a reason of why to jump in the old UI. So you can select any reason, but yes, get to the old UI, this screen. And let me give you a quick walkthrough of what we would be doing. So right now we would be creating a quick VM, that's virtual machine, or which is called as EC2 instance in AWS Amazon, and in 6 steps. So the first step would be selecting OS, then selecting the instance type, which is combination of CPU and RAM. The third step would be selecting hard disk, then networking settings, and we will go with the default network settings. Then we would paste some commands, okay, and I'll tell you where to find these commands from, and then we will quickly launch the instance. After launching the instance, we will edit the security groups, that's networking setting, and we will test out the page. So let's quickly get started. So here on the first screen, we will just select the OS, that is operating system. So we'll go with Linux, Amazon Linux, and free tier image. So I just say select, and I'll go ahead. In the second step, we will select the instance type, which is nothing but the T2 micro, which is combination of one CPU and 1 GB of RAM. So you can select this T2 micro, which falls in the free tier eligible. So you can move on to the next step, that is third. Okay, so we are on in the third step, and which is the kind of configure instance. So here, make sure you keep everything default. These are networking settings, so even the VPC that you would see would be of default. All you need to do is just scroll down to the step user data. Okay, and here you need to copy paste the few commands. Now where would you copy paste these commands from? So my video which you are watching, if you go into the description field, okay, so you would see my video, and then in the description field of my YouTube video, you might not see these instructions. You need to click on show more, and then all you need to do is just copy these instructions the way it is. Please don't try to type these instructions, because a typo would lead to errors in the lab. Okay, so copy these instructions. Okay, I'll copy these instructions and I'll paste those. So you'll paste these instructions in the user data section, and then you'll say add storage. So we are in the fourth step where we will add storage, which is nothing but adding hard disk of 8 GB. Okay, and you would select the default option here, whatever it is. So don't try to disable these check marks. We'll go to the next step, and we will say add tags. This is optional step, but you can, this is a kind of adding a few tags to your server. So let's add a name tag. Let's name our server as EC2-demo. Okay, this way whenever server comes up, it would have this name, EC2-demo. So I'll move on to the next step, which is configure security group. So here you can, instead of creating a new security group, you can select the existing security group. And in the existing, so right now definitely there are a lot of security groups, but you need to select the default one, whichever you might see only one security group in your case. But yes, go with this default security group, and there would not be many entries like this. So ignore this for a while. You would have just select the default security group, say review and launch. Okay, and once you have this screen, so this is a kind of all the review screen, all the steps. It shows you all the steps that you have done so far. So just click on launch, and here you won't have keys. Okay, so make sure you select a new key pair and you give it some name. So let's create a new name as EC2, okay, demo 3. I'm giving this new key name as EC2 demo 3, And you can see this launch instance is grayed out because I have not downloaded this. So I'll download this. So once you click on download key pair, the key, you can see it got downloaded, and you can see option launch instance is available right now. So click on launch instance, and your instance will come up in few minutes. So just scroll down and click on view instances, and you can say one instance is coming up. Now there is one instance which I have terminated, so kindly ignore this one. But yes, focus on the instance that you can see, which is coming up. You can see the pending state. Okay. Now what we will do is we will ensure that some networking settings are in place. So we will go to the security part of it. So just click on this security group. Okay, and if you scroll down, you would see security group sg-some name. So just right click the security group and open in new tab. So let's edit some security settings out here. So once you are into your security group, you will see you are in inbound rules. If you scroll down, click on edit inbound rules. And here you would see different sort of settings. Okay. So right now, I will add, we need to add this HTTP setting, which already exists for me. So how to add it? Let me show you. So I will remove this. In your case, you don't need to remove anything. You need to just select on this left option, which is add rule. Click on custom TCP and type HTTP. So you can see the first option, HTTP. So make sure we select only HTTP and not HTTPS. And it says port 80. And then on custom option, select anywhere IPv4. Now what this means is, so any user, so we usually as a client might have different public IPs. Okay, so any person coming from any corner of the world and any public IP from internet and is trying to access our web server, connect our web server at port 80, should be able to connect. Okay, so that's what we are saying by this rule. So yes, just add rule, say port 80, and say anywhere IPv4, that's 0.0, and just click on save rules. Once you have saved this setting, you will see a success message like this. And let's again shift back to the first screen console of EC2. And again, you can see from security tab. So I'm again in the first console, so first browser. Okay. And come back to the details section. In the details section, you would see the public IP of this server. So either you can copy this IP manually, or you can click on this square box, but don't click on this open address because it would redirect you to the HTTPS, which won't open up. So either copy this IP manually or click on the square box, and then let's paste this IP. So I'll paste the IP that I just copied. I'll paste it in my browser and I'll say enter. And you can see the page has come up. So if you are able to see this page for yourself, voila, you just completed the lab successfully. Now, before we end this session, it is important for us to delete this resource. So if we come back to the steps again, our test page, it was a success. We need to note the region that we are in and just delete the instance. And let me explain what I mean by this. So again, come back to your EC2 console, and you can see by default, I'm in North Virginia region. So note whatever default region is for you, and make sure we work only all those labs in the same region. And now that we are done with this lab, we will terminate this instance. So I have selected the instance. I'll click on instance state. I'll say terminate instance, and you just need to confirm terminate, and the instance would be terminated. So it would go back to the shutting down stage first, and then in the terminated, you can say stage. So once you see this terminated, you would still see this entry for next 1 hour. So if you are still seeing seeing this entry, don't worry. This simply means that the instance is terminated, but yes, you will still see that entry for next 1 hour. So if I refresh the screen, you can see this instance ending with 871, it is still shutting down. So let's give it one more minute. Okay, and you can see it's just got terminated. So that's what we had in this lab session, guys. Make sure you delete all those resources and make sure you complete the lab. I will see you in the next session with more interesting lab. But yeah, that's all that we had in this session. Take care. Cheers. Bye bye.